Did you ever want a Demolisher build that was really good with damage, great crowd control, fast cooldown on rockets, and even has almost very little friendly fire? Well, this new build does the job. This gameplay was tested on intense difficulty of the pathogen campaign, and it seemed to be very useful. The new precision rockets are a great way to control mobs of aliens and even works well against the larger enemies. This build revolves around having high cooldown reduction, some damage and radius mods, and a specific challenge card that reduces the cooldown of your rockets even more. The smart gun will also assist you in slowing down enemies and knocking them down constantly. Always remember to use choke points where you can force aliens to come at you from one direction, like a hallway or doorway. This build really excels on its own. Use of the smart gun is optional when things get too crowded, but it'll be a great combination with your constant rockets for maximum crowd control. The pulse rifle is there, but only as a last resort if you run out of smart gun ammo. What's up everyone, Carlos here. We are back on Aliens Fireteam Elite. I've been messing around with my Demolisher to find a much more useful build than the last one, and this new one seems to surpass my previous one by a lot. The new Precision Rockets have a build that works really well for them. Alright, so the first thing you want to look at is try to find this specific challenge card, Overstimulated. This is great for this specific build because it's going to reduce your cooldowns even further by 50%. So if you have extremely high cooldown for your precision rockets, you're going to get them back extremely quick, like I'm showing you right here. So that's the first thing you want to look for. Try to get that challenge card. So if your teammates have that challenge card, then ask them to use it. Not only will they benefit from it, but this specific Demolisher build will be even more useful with that challenge card on. Throughout most of the levels, you can use your rockets to knock down and control the alien mobs. You can use the smart gun when it's necessary, but the rockets are very effective with this build on their own. Alright, let's go through the weapons quickly. The first weapon is optional. You can use whatever you want here, but I like the pulse rifle or the Kramer myself. It's really up to you. These are the attachments I have on my pulse rifle. Precision Break for 20% more weak point damage and 30% more range. Drum Magazine for 20% more magazine capacity and 30% more max ammo. Green Dot Sight for 20% more weak point damage and 30% more range. So why the smart gun? Well, the auto aim feature it has will help you aim at aliens more often and less likely to shoot your teammates, but you can use something else if you prefer, but I like the smart gun. Now I'm using Anti-Material Break for 20% more stability and handling. The bonus perk gives me 25% chance to knock down targets on hit, and this effect can only occur against the same target once every 10 seconds. Since your smart gun is shooting fast enough, you'll eventually proc this bonus perk on its own. Next attachment is Miller Twist Rifling for 20% more stability and handling. And the bonus perk has a 20% chance on hit. Enemies are slowed by 50% for 10 seconds. Last one is Max Capacity Armature for 35% more max ammo and 25% more handling. Alright, let's look at the perk grid. Clear the Room works like this. When you activate an ability like the Blast Wave or Micro Rockets, the more enemies you hit with it, the more stacks you build, which gives you more gun damage for 15 seconds. When new stacks are gained, previous stacks automatically expire. I only added the mod called Quick and Dirty because when Clear the Room expires, your ability cooldowns are reduced by 1 second for each stack that was lost. This will help you even more to get your rockets back even faster. Blast Wave unleashes a blast around you. The damage is minimal, but it knocks enemies away for a little crowd control. I'm using the mod Dazed and Confused. Enemies hit by Blast Wave are dazed, which slows their movement speed and damage dealt by 20% for 10 seconds. This will give you more crowd control from close range if you need it. Okay, time for the Micro Rockets. I have my damage and radius up by 40% and the recharge speed at 100%. Now, I want to say this. When you surpass 40%, you do get diminishing returns. But for this build, 1 or 2 seconds is still going to help you. So get that cooldown as high as you can get it. I got Precision Rockets. That lets me fire 1 rocket at a time for a total of 3 that will recharge very quickly. Rapid Deployment, batteries included, Quick Charge 4, Quick Charge 3, Quick Charge 2, Quick Charge 1, Force Multiplier 2, Force Multiplier 1, Loud and Clear, and Bigger and Better. So that's the perk grid I have set up, but you can make any changes you want. If you need less cooldown or less damage or less radius, then change those around if you need to. Like for example, you can swap out Quick Charge 2 and replace it with Reactive Charges. This perk will help you automatically knock down enemies that melee you from close range. It can help if you feel you need that. Or you can even swap out Quick Charge 3 or batteries included and use Down and Out, which lets you do 20% more damage to enemies you knock down or stunned. Since you're knocking down enemies very often, this is a good option also. So the majority of the campaign is going to be spent using the micro rockets with the Precision Rockets mod and high cooldown and high blast radius and a little boost to damage. And on its own, the micro rockets are very effective. Especially dealing with huge mobs of aliens in a group, then you're really going to have awesome crowd control. You're going to knock down enemies extremely often and very quickly. The high cooldown is very efficient to spam those rockets very often, but make sure you have that specific challenge card because that will make your rockets have even less cooldown. So it's great together. And when you combine that with the smart gun attachments, you're going to slow enemies and also boost your chance to knock them down even more. So the overall build is very good to use. It has great crowd control, good damage, minimal friendly fire, and very high cooldown. The smart gun attachments will give you 2 bonus perks to cause more knockdowns and slow enemies down even more. We all play differently and we all have different skill levels. Some of us might want high cooldown or more damage or other perks. This is just one Demolisher build I was testing out, but you are welcome to make some changes on your end. Since the Demolisher is my favorite class in the game, I'm really enjoying this build. It helps out the team in a lot of ways, and it's very safe to use since the friendly fire damage is rarely going to occur, but if it does, it's not big damage from a grenade launcher or rocket launcher. The precision rockets can be used on your team to help get aliens off them if they are surrounded. It's good for close, mid, and long range. So for now, that's how this build works and how it's set up with mods, perks, and attachments. But if you have any suggestions to improve it, feel free to put it down in the comment section, but do give it a try and tell me how good it is for you. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Carlos, and I'll see you on the next video.